All right, time for us to talk some parenting on Wake Up Nigeria this morning. To do justice, as always, is Jayne A. She is the founder of Fab Mom NG, a foremost parenting platform for mothers, parents in general, and stakeholders. She believes motherhood shouldn't deny any mom an opportunity to thrive, even in her career, personal life, marriage, and business. Fab Mom NG is a motherhood, parenting, and lifestyle resource site for millennial moms. And today we'll be talking about how to discipline your child without hitting them. I feel like so many parents are like, oh, please.
Nigerian parents,
that child. You can't stop me. But really, it's good to have you here, Jayne.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, Jayne, you're a mother of triplets. The temptation to slap, spank, even though it's against the law, but the temptation to do it is very high.
It is.
While you're trying to manage one, the other one is being naughty. The third one is taking advantage of the situation with the other two.
Yeah.
How do you manage it?
My sister. So I would say I've grown. Because when I was, as a new mom, 10 years ago, I know how tough it was for me, especially when they became toddlers. Because, I mean, that's the age where it's like they sent them to deal with you. You know, so then, of course, I resorted to spanking and hitting when I was provoked. But over time, I've also realized that most times the reason why we moms, we parents spank or hit our kids is not necessarily because of the child's misbehavior or behavior, but because we are triggered, we are stressed. Maybe we are also dealing with issues, and then it's like your child now compounding what's you're already facing. So the natural reflex is just for you to flare up, and the next thing you hit the child.
So it's like transfer of aggression.
Transferred aggression, exactly. So most times I would say we have to regulate our own emotions as parents, you know, just because that's the only way you can positively discipline your child. Then I say with discipline, you have to start early. Because by the time the child leaves the toddler stage, becoming a child, school age, a little big child, and then when they are approaching puberty and teens, it's a different ball game. Yeah. So it's very important that from a tender age, have some ground rules. You know, let your discipline style be made obvious to your child. And of course, we are advocating positive discipline. Yes. The problem with spanking or hitting is that, yes, what we actually want is that temporarily, maybe change of the misbehavior. Yes, it will help correct it in the short term, but in the long term, it won't help because some kids get so used to the spanking or the beating. So the mommy will just give me, say, turn your back, give me 4 strokes. I will chest it. You know, yes, chest it. You know, so it just makes the child tough. And it also sends missing signals. When you hit your child, the child is trying to understand why is it okay for mommy to hit me, but it's not okay for me to hit my sibling. You understand? So it can be very tricky. So instead of that, we can advocate for some positive discipline methods. We have the you regulating your own emotions first. Sometimes find out what the triggers are. And I also say sometimes we moms, we overreact. And it comes from a good place sometimes.
Okay, so you are saying it. I believe men have been saying that for millennia.
Yes.
Like, women overreact.
We do overreact.
Just stamped it.
Yes.
Okay.
I think sometimes just overlook some mild misbehavior, as long as what the child is doing will not cause him or her harm. Just look away. Sometimes if you feel you're overwhelmed, just go and rest. The child will be fine as long as the child is in a safe environment. You could also resort to timeouts. You know how we say go to that naughty corner?
Yes.
But you have to link the timeouts to the misbehavior.
I think it gets to a point that the moment the child does something, the child just
we just run to the naughty corner, especially those toddlers. So that's why it's good for you to link the timeout to the misbehavior. If you pour water on that carpet again, you will go
and
lie down, or go and maybe kneel down by the wall and face the wall. You also have other options like allowing the child to feel the repercussion of natural consequence. For instance, it's time to go out. Maybe we are going to the mall, and your mom says, go and wear your Crocs, or go and wear your jackets because it's cold. And the child said, no, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
By the time the child will feel cold, You know, as long as it is safe, he or she will understand that this is a consequence of my misbehavior.
So what most parents do in such situations is they already have it, but they will not let the child know. Feel it first.
Feel it first, so that next time when I talk about it, you understand.
Like magical mommy.
Another thing you could also do is withdraw some privileges. Next time when I say you should go to bed at 8 and you start whining.
No phone for 2
No phone. Days. No phone, or no tabs, or no YouTube, or I will send you, you know, but always make sure you tie
so they understand for. You know, this understanding what you're being punished for is a challenge that has been on for generations.
Yes.
You just know that you're being punished. You know you've done something wrong, but you're not sure exactly what you did wrong. So for some children, what they think is wrong might not actually be the problem. It might be something. And just as you said about transfer of aggression, the reality is many parents are even probably spanking that child for something the child did 2 weeks ago.
Or even spanking the child because the dad shouted at her. Or she has issues with the husband.
Let's also remember that it's not only women that do that.
Oh, yes.
Men do it as well.
But sis, I don't know if you've noticed that some fathers are better with discipline.
A lot better.
Than the moms. Yes. That's why you hear some moms will fall into the trap of, don't worry, let your dad come back.
Yes. Yes. And then the men don't understand when you keep saying, and they'll say, you're trying to make me the bad person.
The bad cop. Exactly. But I think what men have going for them is they don't need to yell. They don't need to shout. Maybe they just, the presence. Yes. And they are very firm. Once they say it, the child will sit down. But you, you will shout, shout, shout. That's when they are...
They take mothers for granted.
You see finish now.
But the men don't understand. They'll say, when you'll be spoiling the child, what else can you do? You can only do your best in creating a balance.
Oh, yes.
You can't be too tough or else the children will withdraw. And you can't be too soft or else they'll be overpowered.
And two parents can be tough. One person has to be a bit softer, you know, and just blend it. There'll be times when you need to be tough and sometimes you need to be soft.
Yes. In fact, Jayne, thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you.
I know it's a struggle for many parents.
It is.
But it's also a journey. That's what parenting is.
Yes, it's a journey.
So I'm pretty sure many people will get around to understanding how this works.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time, Jayne A. Thank you. You did.